Hello, Nia. Hello, Kenton. It's Bob Pa again. It's day 195 since you guys were ripped from our lives. Grandma, Uncle Gabe, Auntie Ducky, Auntie Roro, and Lilo all miss you terribly. Right behind me is this guy. It's a giant peep. Papa got at the store for you one day, Nia. And this peep, it started, it'll always be in our family and always be very special because it, for you and Kenton, I got it for you, Nia, initially, and then Kenton, he loves snuggling on it as well. But it tells a story. It's part of the beginning of a story of how you and Stitch, because today's not a good day. Today's the anniversary that we had to put Stitch down. We had to put him to sleep and let him go to feel better. And you and this peep, every time I see it, it's all I can see is you and Stitch. See, when you were really little, Stitch loved to sleep with you. He loved to sleep next to you. You were quiet, and you weren't moving around. So, here, look. We would put his bed on the bed next to you because he would always want to be up there to make sure you were safe. And then as you got older, it was harder and harder for him to get to you, and then you were so rambunctious he didn't want to, be around that when he was sleeping and snuggling. But along came this peep pillow. And then a battle raged between you and him. Not really a battle because you gave it up pretty quickly. But every time that you would bring that peep pillow out and lay down on it, he would try to steal it from you and sleep on it. And then sometimes you guys would fall asleep together on this peep pillow. As you can see here, for some reason, you needed to have a Stitch, your peep pillow, your Elsa blanket, and 2 boxes of cornbread or stuffing, turkey stuffing. Well, it went on and on and on for years and years. You bring that out, Stitch would come. He'd get off of his bed or come out wherever he was, and he'd run to that peep pillow, and he'd lay down on it. But last year, a few months before today, Stitch started peeing blood all over the house, and we took him to the doctor finally because he was in pain, and the doctor said he's got bladder cancer, and there's no real cure, there's no real big treatment. And there was nothing we could do. And you kids would see the blood, and Kenton was curious, but he didn't really understand, and you sensed that something was wrong too when you would see it. And we tried to clean it up as quick as possible because he couldn't hold it anymore. And then he would start yelping at night. And then we knew it was time, and Papa made a very hard choice to take him. We all said goodbye. As a family, we all spent the night on the floor with him, near his bed, so we could be with him one last time. The next day, you guys went off to school, and when you came home, he was gone. Kenton, you went to the back door, and because that's where he always was, and you always looked for him, because you always talked to him, Kenton. You always did. This was you when you were little, Kenton, and just like your sister, I've got a picture of her somewhere where he crawled right into her carrier, and he just would sit there and sniff you, and he had no boundary. He would just crawl right into there, and he just wanted to say hello and welcome to the family. And Kenton, even after he bit you a few times, he realized, well, this kid's here to stay, but you would just plop down. He bit you 4 times, and you plopped down right next to him every single time. And after a while, he just gave up, and he said, this kid is tough, and he's around. So you guys would sit there and talk, and sometimes seemingly talk for hours. He would roar, and you would just sit there and talk to him like he understood you and you understood him. And you would just say, just do baby babble. But the day Papa came home that night, Kenton, you went to the room and you looked for him by my desk. That's where one of his beds was. And Nia, you said, where's Stitch? And we tried to explain the best way we could to you, but you didn't understand. We told you that He went to heaven, and he was going to be okay now, and he's going to go play and watch over us. And you said, okay. You said, okay. But then you came back. And you said, Papa, no. We need to go get him. We need to go get him so that we can love him. So that we can take care of him. We're the only ones that can take care of him. Now, Kenton, you occasionally would look for Stitch. But Nia, you had a hard time. Because it was your first time dealing with it. And you would just break out sometimes. You would sit there, you would see another dog, and you say, Papa, when are we going to go get Stitch? Because we have to take care of him. Only we can love him. Only we can love him. And I know he's not getting love right now. So, and Nia, you never stopped. You would just randomly burst out. We would be playing a game, we'd be doing something, we'd be laughing or joking. And I could see it. You'd catch the corner, the glimpse of his bed. Or a toy. Or sometimes no trigger at all. And you would just start saying, we got to go get him, Papa. We got to go get him. We have to love him. And he loved you so much. And he loved that peep. And he loved your sleeper. That's why we had to get him his own sleeper, because he would always get in your sleeper. And he was a good boy. And I want you guys somehow, somewhere deep in your psyche, I want you to remember that he loved you. And he still loves you wherever he is. What remains of him sits above my desk, and every day I talk to him about you too. He was a good boy, and he loved you too so very much, and I hope somewhere that you remember that. I hope you do. He loved you so much. See that? That's you and him still. But he loved you guys so much. So much. And it's been 1 year. And I know, Nia, if you were still here, maybe you still are in your head, but you'd be asking the same question because you loved him so much. You, him, and that peep, and 2 boxes of stuffing. That was always a thing. I love you both.